Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in the Four Keeps Beneath the Waves part. I think we're on 8 right now. Yep, I'm looking at the layout. It says 8, so there's a thumbs up on my end from that one. Today is April 11th, 2022, and you are loved. That is a very important thing that we like to remind each and every single one of our viewers and listeners at the beginning of each and every single one of these games. If this is your first time joining us, you can go to youtube.com/indooradventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/indooradventures, you can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, Patreon, don't I have to pay money for that thing? Well, not really. All of our after shows are being made under the public tag, so even if you aren't a patron, you can go and check out on that after show. So even if you aren't a patron, again, you can ask us questions, we'll answer them. The easiest way to do that is to join us on our Discord, which is also free, as free can be, which you can find the link in the Twitch chat to the side or in the description of this video or audiocast down below. But let's say you support us on Patreon. Let's say you support us on Twitch and YouTube and all of those other wonderful places, and you're trying to think to yourself, where can I go to help support this fantastic show even more? Guess what, buddy? I got your back. Quite literally, in fact, because if you go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got mugs, we got crop tops, throw pillows, shower curtains, aprons, clocks, journals, and we also have Tia masks. That's right, we have face masks with the symbol of Tiamat upon them, designed by our very own Cyberwolf1201, and currently all of the proceeds of our merch is going to help support Doctors Without Borders, not just the face masks, literally everything in our online catalog. So if you would like to help support a good cause, you can again go to indooradventure.redbubble.com. That is indooradventure.redbubble.com. But that is it for my opening spiel. So hey, RJ, who are you playing today?
Hello, my name's RJ. Today I'll be playing Caelum, the Shadowkai Wizard. Please keep your hands and legs in the ride at all times. We both go by he, him.
Hello, I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on Twitter and Twitch. I'll be playing Gwen, the Halfling Barbarian Fighter tonight. We both go by she, her.
I'm Cyber. I go by he or whatever pronouns. I'll be playing Arjhan. Arjhan is a draconian ick who goes by he, him.
Is this a bit? Are we doing a bit? Hey everybody, I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. I'm going to be playing as Cori, the Elegant Paladin. I go by she, her, and they are she, they, and he.
Howdy, y'all. I'm the Indoor Adventurer. I go by he, him, and tonight I shall be your Dungeon Master. So, last we left off, Arjhan had summoned another version of himself, being a large spectral dragon, and with the help of Spectral Dragon, Arjhan, you and Gwen were able to interrogate, for lack of a better word, one of the Stormcrows, a group of slavers that exist here in the Isles of Alestria. After getting the information that you needed to know, Spectral Arjhan did a heckin' chomp and removed said slaver from this area of the Isle of Paradise that you have currently found yourself on. Partway across the island, Cori, you and Caelum were in the process of putting a slightly broken tiefling back together, Humpty Dumpty style, debating on whether or not you wanted to bring them back from the Stone State, or there was also talk of simply animating the statue, getting the statue of this tiefling to kind of get you the information that you needed. Looking at everything that you had found from one of the Stormcrows that you had laid waste to, you managed to find a bit of information, specifically that Perry was the son of Grazit, one of the demon lords of the Abyss. The letter says that Grazit has all but forgot about this individual, so maybe that's not going to be an issue for later in this campaign. Maybe it'll be an issue for next campaign. Who knows? The only way to find out is to keep playing. But You also found out that the location of the ship that you are currently looking for was called the Black Sun and located off the northern shore. After the majority of your day was spent traversing the woods, making your way to this location, you ended up getting to a overlook that you could see that there was a small little cove where the Black Sun had actually laid anchor, parking itself with near a kind of distraught-looking ruin. It was at that point that you all decided now is the time for a little bit of reconnaissance. And Arjhan, you and the, I believe we were calling the Will-O-Wisp, what's the name again?
Twig.
Twig.
Twig. So Twig and Arjhan ended up doing some reconnaissance into the Black Sun. You ended up finding an Aarakocra by the name of Shao, who insisted that you needed to find their weapons and armor, that it was very important to them. Arjhan, after a quick 12 seconds where a chain devil was unable to do anything against patience, you were able to then free your Aarakocra friend, told them to go and find your companions. You grabbed the sword, grabbed the armor when you saw that there were some vampires spawn on board, and then got the hell out of there. Upon getting the hell out of there, Caelum decided to make it rain, as it were. However, that phrase typically is said when using money. Caelum instead, however, caused you meteors to rain from the sky and scuttled.
He made it hail.
He made it hail. You scuttled a vessel by using a 9th level spell, which, as a dungeon master, I was not prepared for, because I definitely forgot what Caelum is capable of, which is a bad thing. Then, on the beach, some intermittent amount of distance away, Caelum once again cast another meteor swarm on the captain of the ship, which you then realized was a vampire, as well as the vampire small cadre. It was at this point the vampire on the beach had his first mate run off into the woods, and then later used an ability where it looked like he summoned a swarm of rats, and Gwen and Cori were close enough to hear him say, "Go after the prince." At that point, Arjhan, you, like a comet streaking from the sky, rushed up to this vampire lord and ripped off the necklace that he had that was allowing him to survive in the sunlight. And they are now currently sizzling with you standing next to them, having tried to use a dominate monster on you to no avail, but they seem like they are at least interested in speaking at this point. It didn't look like they were ready for it before, but now the jig is up, and they seem to be a little bit more understanding. Given their situation, they would ask, seeing as how you have destroyed their vessel, if they could simply stand off in the shade while the talks are being had, so that way they do not simply turn to dust in the meantime.
Tell me what I want to know.
And they look at you and sort of tilt their head. And Captain Karthus Adamar, is a vampire captain, says, "It would be a lot easier if I knew what you were interested in. As it stands, I'm not sure."
I am a big scaly dragon man that some of your crew are very interested in handing over to a certain somebody. Thought you were a little bit more intelligent than that.
Ah, yes. Well, as it so happens, you do strike a detailed appearance that our benefactor has been looking out for, so to say. So we were told, find anyone who looks like you. Not you specifically. But anyone who looks like you. We were to capture them. Gain a fair price.
As somebody on a ticking clock, you are not good at giving answers.
Knowing that I'm on a ticking clock means that as soon as I expire, the answers that you're looking for will no longer be here.
But I can still find them out in my own time.
It's true, but how much time do you have?
More than you.
He nods.
I'll wait.
And as they do, Cori, you had been on the back of Ampleforth, Gwen. The concentration that was making you attack your friend, no longer. But I assume that the two of you would be able to then come back and see Arjhan in this one-on-one conversation with what you would assume to be a vampire. They are currently sizzling a little bit. And Karthus looks at you, Arjhan, and says, if you're going to do it, at least be quick about it. In the meantime, what is it that you're interested in knowing? Are you looking for money? You said that you wanted to know who it is that put the, I believe you would call it a hit, out onto you. We simply know them as the benefactor. That is the only name that they've given us. As far as description, tiefling, blue, ibex horns. Only started their operation here, I want to say, around 4 months ago. But they have paid well.
You give them the who. I need the where.
And they say, as far as where, we typically try to stay away from Orzaris. But we also had a few other contacts there that we're looking to make, well, some money off of. Orzaris is about 3 aisles in, with this, Paradise, being the first. It seems the benefactor aligned himself with the Nightsworn. A group of owl folk have been at war with, well, other winged individuals that you may or may not have found on my boat before you scuttled it.
How's he looking?
He's looking hardy. Like, he's starting to burn, but he's not taking, you would say, significant damage from being in the sun. You would think that you have at least, like, before he just, like, erupts, because, again, he wanted to be more closer to, like, a shady area. So, like, it's still burning, but it's not, like, you're guessing you have time for maybe, at most, like, a couple minutes, and then he would end up expiring by himself anyways.
Should I ask anything else?
At this point, Cori, you and Gwen would also be nearby.
Hey, yo, that was fucked up. Rude. What do they want?
What do you want?
At this point, I would like my necklace back.
Sure. I'll be happy to give it back. You wouldn't mind me taking a couple paces back and doing a little countdown just to...
Of course not.
Sure.
What I'm interested in, primarily, is money. At this point, I'd be interested in getting a ship.
That's all.
All
That's
right.
what it always comes down to. I appreciate your candor. Actually, insight check.
Yeah. Roll an insight check.
I appreciate your candor. 7. So I am going to get the necklace back out. I'll take a couple steps back and get ready to toss it. 3. And I would like to breathe out some fire.
On this individual?
Just around the ground in between us, and I would like to cast Summon Elemental.
Okay.
I'm going to get some animated fire breath out in here. This man gonna die.
Okay. Sounds good. So, with this, are we resuming initiative?
I would like to.
Okay, sounds good. Let me just pull up the tracker. It's still good.
Caelum's mid-flight and then turn-based mode starts up again. Son of a bitch!
Okay. Yeah, so Caelum, as we described last session, you are quite a distance away. You can see the things happening. If you have any kind of teleportation that will get you there quicker, you are more than welcome to it. But as it stands for the most part of this, you will most likely be out of combat. Unless you just, like, meteor swarm again for funsies. But your friends are a little close this time around.
I could take it. I have nothing for this, so...
Okay. All right,
I'm gonna take a
so... Arjhan, you are summoning this fire elemental. You would be at the top of the initiative order.
Okay, so that would be my action.
Okay.
Arjhan breathes out this cinnamon breath and flare. The second flavor of 5 gum starts to coalesce in front of me. And it gets to take its turn immediately after me. Do I want to do anything as a bonus action? Absolutely. I would like to vanish into the flames. Turn invisible.
Okay.
Motherfuck.
And you did not throw the necklace, correct?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Just wanted to make sure.
But Flare is going to make some attacks.
Okay.
It's going number of attacks equal to half the spell's level rounded down. What did I cast it at? I cast it at 4th? Yeah, 4th level. So 2 attacks. Ah, shit. 7 plus... my spell attack modifier, which is 9. 16 to hit. That's not going to hit.
It is not, no.
What about... Sure, it's the same as perception. An 18.
An 18 also misses.
That's fine. And... Nope, that's it. But Arjhan is going to vanish into the flames. He is invisible.
Okay.
And there's an elemental directly in this dude's face.
Sounds good. So it is Karthus's turn, and they look down at this creature, this elemental. Look over at Cori, Cori, you recently have dumped like a huge amount of lay on hands into yourself to recover from most of the damage that Gwen had dealt upon you. They look over at Gwen, who looks fine, all things considered. And you just see this vampire lord just... like, there's like a sigh where it's like... oh, God. You said you were going to get... look, it's fine. Like, he was hoping that things could
She's
be...
giving the exact same expression to him, just like, God damn it.
Yeah, like... and you see that this vampire lord is going to use an action. Or they are going to take a step back away from the flame elemental.
Can it take a reaction?
Yep.
20.
20 hits.
Okay. D10 plus 4 plus 4. Okay. D10 plus 8. 17 points of fire damage.
Okay, 17 points of fire damage. Got you. Okay. So, once they are no longer within the threat range of this elemental, Karthus turns towards the heavily armored individual and the other individual that has like the flaming wings and is just like radiating heat. And Karthus just says, "If you make it back to port alive, you will have room on the ship. Otherwise, crows fly free." And he nods, and then the two individuals wearing their one in armor, one in flames, nod, and on almost a like religious connotation, say, "All crows fly free." And then Karthus will turn into a giant bat and go into the forest. He's not interested in this. Next up, Gwen. You muted yourself.
Whoops. Did we want to? Are we gonna? Should we chase him?
I've got Earthbind.
Okay.
I can hold him.
All right. I'm still on the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Gwen is going to jump down and try and apprehend the other individuals that are there.
Okay. Yeah, just like looking
she-
imposing.
Yes, I would like to intimidate them.
Okay.
Let's see. That's a filthy 20.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Seems like the one who is quote unquote fired up is not interested in speaking. But the other individual wearing the heavy armor, they just like, they're still squared up, and it doesn't look like they're backing down. But it doesn't look like they are necessarily interested in fighting at this point. Again, two meteor swarms have been used in all of 5 minutes. They feel like they're a little... This might be above their pay grade.
Yeah. Look, just don't run away and we'll be set. I don't want to have to kill anyone today, but I can. Her looks are doing most of the talking. Her mouth is very tired.
Okay. And the individual just sort of Like, gives you, like, that, like, nod. He nods in this way where it's just like, yeah, I get it. Anything else from you, Gwen?
Nope.
Okay, Karthus is going to use a legendary action to continue moving through the woods. Next up is the knight. This individual in armor who they're just taking a defensive stance. They're not really looking to fight necessarily. Again, end of their turn. Another legendary action. Continues off in the woods. Next up would be Caelum. Caelum is still he's still making his way over. Then it would be Marius. Marius, the heated individual, is going to... You just hear him say, he'll say, fuck that, crows fly free, and you just see him like place like a springing step, and then he jumps and begins to like ascend towards the the peak of the forest to the canopy. It looks like he's in the trying to like fly over. He can only go about 30 feet per second though, so he is in the process of making his way up. Cori, I would say that if you would have liked, because Gwen is close to the heavily armored individual, you could have either been close to Marius or close to heavily armored individual as well.
Gosh. I suppose she would have been next to Arjhan.
Okay.
So wherever that places her.
Okay.
Right behind a fire elemental.
Yep.
Or animated fire breath.
Okay. So yeah, Marius still in the air, but has not escaped to the same degree that Karthus has. Next up is Cori.
All right. How fast can Arjhan fly?
30 feet.
30 feet?
Mm-hmm.
I can run faster.
Do you want Karthus?
Yes.
Okay. Cori's going to cast Tree Stride. She's gonna ride Ampleforth into the trees.
Okay.
And make chase on Karthus. And at once Ampleforth has gone the distance that he can go, she's going to drop off of him into a tree and then pop out of another tree 500 feet away and try and stab Karthus.
Okay.
If he's near enough.
And
if I have any idea where he is.
How fast can Ampleforth move?
60 feet per round.
Okay, so yeah, I would say after 60 feet, make a perception check.
Okay. That there is a dirty 20.
Okay, so Karthus, who has only been able to move 120 feet since the end of his round, flying as fast as a giant bat can, after you move that 60, you can see him less than 100 feet away, and it is at this point tree stride, pop, and it looks like he is keeping relatively low to the ground as well, so you are able to easily place yourself in a scenario where you will be able to get Karthus as he comes by.
Okay. I'm basically placing myself adjacent to him to provoke a attack of opportunity next round.
Okay. Sounds good. Next up, top of the round, Arjhan.
How far is he away?
He would be a total of 180 feet.
So, Arjhan was invisible. He's been trying to keep an eye on this guy. Am I able to see him?
What's your passive perception?
19.
19? Yeah, you'd still be able to keep track of him, especially with your superior dark vision while looking through the woods.
Okay. I earthmind him.
Bam! Because he has to make a save, right?
Yeah, so I'm I don't know, I guess I'm like cocking the
That's an 8.
I'm cocking patience and shooting a couple of things that just like net.
Okay.
And he rolled an 18.
He rolled an 8. Not a teen, just an 8.
Okay. Well, his flying speed is 0. Okay. And I will move my 45 running speed into the trees. I do have a fun ranger thing, Land Stride, where I can just move through non-magical plants without things.
Hell yeah.
So I'm just going toward them.
Okay.
And I will keep going invisible.
Okay.
Or I will attempt to hide as a bonus action. Because I don't want him to see me coming.
Sure. So Earthbind lasts for how long?
Earthbind lasts up to a minute if I concentrate on it. Flare is no longer here. We no longer know what it feels like to chew 5 gum.
Yeah, so their speed is 0. And Cori, as you like tree stride out and are like zooping through trees, all of a sudden you see like this bat who's coming towards you, and then mystical magical net shoots from Arjhan still on the coastline, grabs this bat crumples to the ground, and if you have ever heard like a cat sigh, just that like you just hear that coming from this giant bat who has been earthbinded not once but twice today. They
keep to learn.
And you see Karthus just like as a bat roll their eyes and then just like morph back into a person. Still can't move, but
well, his flying speed is 0.
Gotcha. And I think Karthus will look at you, Cori, and just, you're not going to let me move forward, are you?
Afraid not.
You don't seem like the kind of individual who would be willing for new employment, money.
That sounds like a smart thing to do.
Who would? I'm not going to say I'm begging for my life at this point, but if you're looking for a new captain.
That's just the problem. That would be the smart thing to do.
And they just sort of like stand there, just like ready and waiting for the inevitable. Next up, Gwen. Gwen, there's a dude who like was like, fuck this, Stormcrows fly free, and like he like went up. He's like 30 feet above the forest line, and then there's the armored individual who just like kind of did what you told him to, which was don't move.
Mm-hmm. Do you like him?
You're asking the armored individual?
Yeah.
Are you asking him about your captain or the dude who's up high?
The guy who's up high.
And you just, like, you hear the sound of plate mail shrugging. And then followed by, we were work friends.
Yeah, alright, fair. I already used my thunder step, right?
Yep.
he is flying away, or is
He is.
like cast fly on himself?
It looks like he has like flaming wings of sort. You don't know if it was a
Oh.
spell he done cast, but he is able to traverse.
Boy, I can't do a lot here, can I? Yeah, I don't have the. And I'm sorry, how far away is he?
30 feet.
Okay. I am going to. I guess I'll just throw something at him. I'll throw my hand axes at him.
Okay.
I'm not raging anymore, so that is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And also a 27 to hit.
Okay.
And Jesus Christ. Oh, did I roll a 1? I did. Okay, wait. Yeah. Okay, so I re-roll that one. It's a 12. Re-roll that one. It's 11. And how far away is Caelum?
Caelum's like a mile away still. That dude
still,
was
okay.
taking his time. Yeah. So you dealt 12 and 11 respectively?
Yeah.
Marius, who is in the process of flying away, hand axe, like a shitty crate, like a shitty meteor, comes back down to the ground. There is no crater. There is only a thud. Like, he doesn't bounce. He's just no longer moving.
Ooh.
Sand, you don't bounce on sand.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Again, the
Gwen.
knight, like, kind of, like, shrugs his shoulders, like,
Gwen, by the way.
Simone.
Nice to meet you. Simone, nice to meet you. Okay. We're just gonna wait for that to settle down for a bit, but Red?
hmm?
Sorry, I just have some bread. I play cards.
I actually don't eat.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Haven't
I've
needed
only
to
killed-
for a while.
Yeah. Cards?
It's just sort of like squat down on the ground like crisscross applesauce.
We start to play cards.
Okay. Meanwhile, Caelum, you are in the process of flying over. Your Aarakocra friend, Shao, has joined you. Just like speaking with you the whole time. Just like, where did you learn such incredible magics? Can you do this often?
A couple of times a day. Had to die for it.
And Shao like nods. Like it's a nod of like but there's a lack of understanding when you say this. Like he thinks you're meaning more of like possibly like a metaphorical had to die for it. Like yes, I have trained very hard as well. And Shao says your strengths would change the face of the war if you would assist us. If you would assist me.
What war are you talking about?
A war that has raged in my homeland for generations. Next up, Cori.
Hello.
Karthus is like, he could be taking legendary actions, but at this point he's like, I'm just gonna fucking die anyways. Like, he's resigned himself.
Incredible. I'm gonna cast Ensnaring Strike.
Okay.
As a bonus action. This has literally never worked. But let's see how it goes. I'm gonna attack the first.
Okay.
19 to hit.
A 19 does not hit.
Okay. Second attack. A 27 to hit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's going to be 15 slashing damage. I'll throw a smite on this. And I need him to give me a strength saving throw. This will be a 4th level smite. Did I already say the slashing
13.
damage? 13 does not make it, so it finally works. He is restrained by vines.
Okay. You said the slashing damage, which was 15. How much radiant are we looking at?
Radiant. Oh, he's also undead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be 6 plus 27, so 33 plus 3, 36 total radiant damage.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
is a, like, you can see that, like, the vines ensnare around him, and, like, Karthus just sort of, like, looks at them. It's like, God damn it. And then you strike against him, and, like, there is not much fight in this guy. But at the same time, he's the stinky bastard man. Like, he's probably just plotting something.
An additional 5 piercing damage from the thorns.
Okay.
And as she, like, wraps him up in these vines, she says, "You know, you could always join us."
And again, there is a sigh. And he says, "That depends. How much are you willing to pay?"
Your life, for one thing.
It's already in service. Money speaks louder.
Then how about freedom?
They, like, squint their eyes. I'm listening.
If your life is already in service, then it sounds an awful lot like the only thing that you could receive that would be preferable would be your life.
And they look at you and say, your friends are rather insistent that I lose mine here this day. It's not me you have to convince. It's them.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay. Next up, Arjhan.
Assuming this guy doesn't see me with the 33 on myself.
Definitely not.
Okay. So, I'm gonna shoot him.
Shoot.
$27.
27 hits.
Favorite foe.
Okay.
For 13 points of fire damage.
Okay.
Zephyr Strike to get a little bit closer up to him. I will take the advantage on this weapon attack. Uh, 26.
26 to hit. Yeah, that'll do it.
For 24 more points of fire damage.
Okay. Yeah, and Arjhan blast, and you see, like, Karthus takes these hits, and he sort of, like, looks at you. Just, like one of those, like, he gives you this look where he's, like, it's almost like insult to injury on his behalf. You stole his necklace, you destroyed his ship. Most of his men are dead. But he does not seem like he has an amount of aggression with him. Seems like the fight has left this individual as soon as he tried to leave the beach. And do you have anything else that you're doing on your turn other than shoot? Because it looks like Cori, who's also in like your ensnare or the
That's gone away.
Okay, gotcha.
Zephyr Strike was bonus action, and then shoot for my attacks.
Okay, yeah. So shoot with the attacks, and then you see Cori has struck against this individual as well. Karthus is wrapped up in these vines, and they don't seem like they're going anytime soon. And they sort of like lean their head back towards you, and say, "The Armored One has offered me a place in your crew." Are you the captain?
Oh, my sweet summer child. If I'm just shooting. I don't want to talk to this man.
Okay. Sounds good. Gwen, you are currently playing cards with a Death Knight. Caelum, you are flying, speaking with Sho. Or Shao. And Shao tells you that they are from let me see here. That they are from Orzaris, or as it is known amongst his people, the land of flying blades. It is ruled by two great clans. There are the Bright Wardens and then the Nightsworn. The Bright Wardens being individuals such as himself, and then the Nightsworn, who are more of like Owline individuals.
As he's describing an Owline individual, Cam's looking at him with the owl mask on.
And, like, you can tell that there is a little bit of trepidation, but, I mean, the guy who freed him from slavery said you were cool, and he seems pretty all right with that. But he says, but he also acknowledges the mask that you are wearing, being like, yes, very similar to those. For years, our nations have waged war with one another. And it was at a standstill until roughly, you would describe it as 20 years ago. There was a woman who arrived, and she, since her arrival, has caused that standstill to break. She's allied herself with the Nightsworn. And in this time, they have gained fantastical powers. The ability to change, to control the power of the elements when they strike. To spit acid and breathe fire. It is unlike anything that we have ever seen.
Do you know the name of this woman?
She's simply known as the Lady of Scales.
Looks like Arjhan and Caelum have some information to trade.
Meanwhile,
falls silent, and he's gonna accelerate his flight by interspersing misty steps in between.
Okay. Sorry, just imagine like Misty Step, Caelum starts ragdolling. Misty Step.
He still has fly on.
I know.
So it's
like in
Misty Step fly, Misty Step fly.
I imagine it being like at the end of Turning Red, doing the like little panda poofs across the Toronto sky.
Okay, then Arjhan. Or no, so that was Caelum's turn. Next up is Cori. Cori, Arjhan does not look like he is wanting to talk to this undead slaver about the possibility of him joining your crew.
Understood. Cori, okay, so Arjhan's invisible, yeah?
Not at this point.
No? No longer?
No,
All right.
like appeared from invisibility.
He popped out of the shadows and hand started accelerating toward this man, shooting.
All right. She'll look to Arjhan and say, No one else has to die today.
Nothing changes.
She'll give Karthus an apologetic look and say, next time, don't be a slaver.
Shrugs.
The vines do ongoing damage, so an additional d6 of piercing, 3. I'll help Arjhan finish him off.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. So between you and Arjhan, you managed to finish off Karthus. And I would say it seems like as you do damage, Cori, he is not... there is a moment of peace. And as you deal that final blow, he looks at you and he looks directly to you, making eye contact in his final moment. And he asks, "Do you hear the song? It's so beautiful."
She just shakes her head.
And there is a moment of serenity as he smiles and looks towards the sky as you unleash your final strike.
Suppose crows fly free after all.
And let me just check. As his body turns to dust after radiant damage is struck upon him, it is like a smoke that seems to billow up from his corpse. And then the smoke, not obeying the laws of the wind, just begins to travel out towards the sea.
Sacred flame.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me see. As in the shape changer trait. Medium cloud of mist. Does not say that it has any HP as a mist. But that's fine. So just Sacred Flame, and then you see that cloud of mist just disappears. Sacred Flame did the job.
All crows fly free is an absolutely disgusting mantra for people who quite literally take away people's freedom.
Can't say I don't see the irony in it.
Puts the crossbow on his back and walks back toward the beach.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So yeah, heading back to the beach. Gwen, you come back and you see Gwen playing cards with this
I can't
heavily
believe you
armored
did that
individual.
shit, man. You got some stories, dude.
He nods.
Oh, hey guys, how'd it go?
What are you doing?
Waiting. We're playing war.
Heavily armored individual just sort of looks at, realizes his captain's not coming out of the woods as well. He just remains silent.
What's your plan?
Well, I was gonna,
No.
you know.
Talking to Talking to the
sorry.
other guy.
Sorry.
And they look at you, look at Cori, and say, I was doing as I was told.
Just following
Ooh.
orders.
I was told to stand down, so I stand down. I was told to play cards, so I sit and play cards. It seemed like a better way to continue my own life. Not to end up like Marius. And he, like, points with his thumb at, like, a corpse that's just on, like, face down on the beach, and, like, his face is down in a direction that his body should not allow it to be facing.
Mm-hmm.
Such a Gwen thing to both kill one and then make friends with the other.
You destroyed my ship. Everyone else is gone. If you kill me, so be it. But in the meantime, I like cards.
Yeah, hold on one second. Gwen stands up, walks over to Arjhan, and does the...
What?
Can we keep this one? But I know that he's like a vampire spawn and that he's done some bad things, but I mean, we kind of all started there, right?
He's still a vampire spawn?
Is he? No?
No. He's some kind of undead.
Cori will point at him. You there. Give me your name.
Simon?
She's literally going to pluck it out of the air.
He, like, looks at it. Like, you can tell that, like, he'll, like, take off his helmet, and you can see that it is, like, gaunt features, short brown hair, and 2 red dots where his eyes should be.
Oh, wait. Do you feed on souls?
Like I said, I don't eat much, if anything, these days. I've not for some time. Look, if it's a big issue that I am here, I can just walk into the sea and the fish will eat me. That make things better. I can just see myself out.
You seem really laissez-faire about this whole
Re-dying.
getting dead situation. And I've died a lot of times. Like,
It's true. It's true.
It's old hat for me at this point. How many times have you died?
There is a long stare. What year is it?
What?
The year.
Yeah, if we give.
And
The material plane year.
there is a pause. I have died no less than 2 times a year for the last 50 years.
How do you return?
Is kin enjoy my service? They bring me back. Each time they do, little piece of me leaves.
Oh, sweet baboo.
Are you happy with that arrangement?
He shrugs. I have not felt happy in a long time. I know that I have a job. I follow orders. I do not kill it. I do not get killed again.
Oh, buddy.
Can you swear to us that you won't bring harm to any innocents while you are with us?
Yeah, sure.
I'll ask you again in the morning.
I had a giant rock fall from space and hit me. Memory is little fuzzy.
Do you want death, like, everlasting?
I do not believe that that is what the Night Chorus has plans for me.
Yeah. Okay. What if we take out those people?
He shrugs.
I mean, then can you rest?
I don't know. It was not my job to ask questions, so I did not.
Turns back to Arjhan. Look, I know we have a mission, but like, I feel like this is
Fuck
important.
the mission.
Oh, sorry. Shouldn't we take out the people who are like bringing back people from the dead a lot? It's not his fault. I mean, yes, I think we should like, release his spirit or whatever into the depths of whatever. But yeah, I mean, like taking out the people who keep bringing them back, that sounds like the worst. That's like killing someone and then like healing them back to life. That's dark.
We may deal with Stormcrows more as we travel across the sea. He might have a lot of information that would be useful to us.
If it makes you uncomfortable, we don't have to. I'm sure he's happy to go into the water. He said he was.
I can just walk into the water, it's fine.
But I think taking out the Stormcrows sounds like a solid job.
What else could you possibly tell us?
What would you like to know?
Where do they make port? I mean, like, where are they birthed? Is that the phrase?
Stormcrow?
Well, yeah, like, they have to have a home base, right?
Yes and no. For the most part, we would sail north to meeting place. Meeting place changed depending on where the captain was able to get orders from. We would speak with the Night Fangs. We would hand people that we captured over to Night Fangs. We would receive money. And then we go back. Sometimes the people that we capture, mean-spirited, looking to also become Stormcrow in exchange for not becoming food or soldier. Most people that we sell, from what Captain said, make fine meal. So we sell to Night Fangs. Night Fangs sail north to Muskeg. After that, I have not been there in quite some time.
How many are the Night Fangs?
I don't know. They grow in shifts just as Stormcrows. Very similar, but a little more direct on their end.
Could you point out their ships?
If I could try. They often don't broadcast that they are Night Fang, just as we did not broadcast that we are Stormcrow.
Do you know where you're supposed to meet next?
I was not captain.
Right.
In a way, I guess I am captain now, but there is no ship to be captain of.
Yeah, I think you're just a dude.
I have not been just dude before. Not for some time.
Your captain said that if you could get back to the ship.
To port.
To port.
Mm.
Okay.
He would
What do you
find the
think?
ship. This is not the first time we have been scuttled. First time in a while. But not the
What's
first time.
What's protocol for a scuttling?
Well,
Steal another ship.
You would go to the dead drop, find money, take money, buy a ship, sail out, repeat the process.
They're going to bring your captain back, right?
My captain?
He's been slain.
Did he turn to ghost? Was he steamy and then tried to go away?
Yeah, Cori nods and makes a fish-like motion with her hand.
Then his ghost will return back to his resting place and he will come back. Captain always does. That is how it has been.
Cori nods.
Did
Arjhan, you made sure that that fucking ghost, quote unquote, is not going anywhere.
I don't think he's coming back.
And at this point,
So-
Caelum, you and Xiao arrive.
As far as I see it, if this one perishes here, then they will have him back within the year and doing evil under their command.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Ooh. Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. So, plan. We go to the dead drop, get what information we can, find other Stormcrows, find the fanged fucks, and destroy them from the waist up and the waist down.
The only Stormcrows we had here at this island was the captain, the two ABS that were in charge of keeping track of our treasure, I am assuming gone. The Devil of Chains, who is also on the ship, I am assuming gone. There was Marius. He looks over at Marius's corpse. I am assuming gone. Then we had 3 others who were in town. I have not heard of them. Captain got a he received a black letter from them. Did not seem too worried.
Black letter?
Most Stormcrows have special paper. You write note, fold it into shape of bat, and then it goes to the person that you write letter to. Cori, you have 3 pieces of this black paper with white ink on it.
Ah.
Did we find out what they wanted you for, Arjhan?
Just a bounty.
I think I might be able to shed some light in that aspect.
Ah, perfect. Then we don't need him for anything. Arjhan will start loading his crossbow with a wooden bolt.
Hey, yo. Can I do it? If we're gonna do it.
Again, I can just walk out into the sea, and
I'm
will
a
not be
professional.
problem.
Hey, oh, what? Like, I'm not? I was killed before you were born. Well, that's
Arjhan will shoot the guy in the chest with the wooden bolt
Okay.
to attempt to paralyze him.
Yeah. He takes the bolt. He is not a vampire or vampire spawn. Like
He's just undead.
Like he's just undead. Like he's a very intelligent zombie.
Oh, great. I mean, yeah.
Like he still like looks at it and he's like, "You have good marksmanship."
So Cori's gonna step between them.
Well, shit.
Yeah,
well,
Cori's gonna
my plan was
Okay.
The plan was to shoot him in the chest to I'm just going off of like vampire stories. I don't know how they work in D&D, but
to paralyze
shoot him in the
it.
chest to paralyze him, and then he was going to go out with his dragon tooth knife and quickly decapitate him, and then just set it on holy fire. But if he was just a zombie, then he's just gonna go up and with the knife and try to start carving.
Yeah, make a So you start carving, and Xiao will ask, may I do this? They were my captor. One of them. They have their sword, which looks like it is a much lengthier.
I thought I still had the sword.
Yeah, no, because you never gave it back. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm like halfway down his face. He just like sort of holds on to the knife. Takes a deep breath. Pulls it out. Grabs the sword and hands it over. Flicks some of the viscera off the knife. Sheathes it. Starts walking back down the beach.
Yep. And Shao, like, you see, stands, looks down at this individual. There are no words exchanged. There is just like a thumb against the crossguard, so the blade taps out slightly. And then you see the blade getting put back in, and the head of Simone just lops off to the side and falls with the rest of the body. It's quick.
It's clean. Gwen is, as soon as Arjhan started walking up to him, Gwen had turned and like walked down the beach a little bit and is kind of sitting with her feet in the water, waiting for everything to be done.
Yeah. Then you hear Arjhan making like the sound of feet against sand. But he doesn't seem... I don't think he like stops to talk to you necessarily. I could be wrong though.
Not really. He's gonna just sort of walk a couple paces and do that little, like, you walk past, you sort of like do a little lazy turnaround and just go back and stand by Caelum.
Our Aarakocra friend told me of someone imbuing their rival clan with some sort of draconian powers. They call her the Lady of Scales.
Tylera.
Figured you'd ought to know.
Supposed to be sold to a blue tiefling. 5x horns. The benefactor.
Caelum takes off the mask. Cori. He's going to take out the ring of spell storing and put it on his finger. Could you cast a revitalize or something to bring back the dead on here?
I could. I'd like to know what it's for.
Are you going to try and kill him twice?
No. He'll look to Marius's body. I've got other plans.
Ominous? Still doesn't answer my question.
I'm going to interrogate the tiefling over, or the Azamar over there.
Which one?
Marius, the
man whose head is not currently aligned in a way that a chiropractor would enjoy.
He was an Azamar?
The Azamar corpse.
Huh. I could just revivify him.
I'd rather. Well, it's probably been way long.
Yeah, it's probably been way too long for a revivify.
I'd also rather you all not be here for this.
Why? When did we turn into this group?
When the people who fucking tortured and took my soul out got involved, Gwen.
So you're gonna go on their level? I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be, like, going after them and killing them, but just want to make sure our morals are still in line.
Turning to Cori, are you going to do it or not?
Cori will reach out, take the spell storing ring, take out a diamond, go ahead and cast Revivify into it.
We need the 5th level one.
5th level one?
Because it's been longer than a Revivify, right?
I don't.
We need the Chanel resurrection, not the Dollar General.
Understood. You're gonna need to wait until tomorrow. I've already used my 5th level spell slot, and I only get one.
I would say that, Cori, as Caelum is asking you this, and you're having this realization, you, like, as you're casting this, as you're attempting to cast it, you look over at Simone's body, his headless body, but you recognize again the religious marking upon his breastplate being for Shar, and the idea of there's something very malaligned that's going on here. So I feel like it's one of those, like, you don't have the spell slot, but it's one of those, like, maybe we should wait until tomorrow to figure this out.
Yeah.
Oh, he has Heraldry of Shar, you say?
Yes, but the only person who read any of the documentation that would allow you to look at it was Cori.
That's fair.
Cori will examine the spell storing ring and then hand it back to him. I'll be able to do it tomorrow. I don't have the arcane resources. And it'll give us all a bit of time to think about what we're doing.
There's the flutter of wings as Caelum dimension doors away.
Xiao just, like, hand on his weapon as you disappear, like, what the fuck was that? Like, he's, like, very, very perplexed.
I don't believe we've had the opportunity to become properly introduced. Hello there, I'm Cori. This is Gwen.
And
Hey.
Xiao, like, moves their hand away from their sword when they see that the grouping of you are casual, and they put one hand over their chest and bow and say, I am Xiao of the First Light. The pleasure is mine. And that is where we are going to go into our break for the evening. We're going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so don't go no place unless it's to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to indooradventure.redbubble.com, pick yourself up something nice, and we'll see you guys shortly. All right, everybody. See you soon. We're back.
Simon,
Ah!
why don't pirates take a shower before they walk the plank?
I'm terrified to know, but why?
Because they just wash up on the shore.
Wow. I love it.
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
X, because it marks the spot.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is the sea.
Yeah, it's like you think it might be R, but their first love be the sea.
I was going to say R and play into it, but no. Too smart.
Too smart for that.
When I was born, the doctor said I was quite the treasure. My dad said without hesitation, good, let's go bury him.
Oh my god.
Bad. No. What the fuck? Bad, RJ.
What the fuck? Pirate themed! Yay!
Speaking of piracy and high seas adventure,
I want to get some booty.
well, just go back to the main city. Girlfriend's hanging out.
Hell yeah.
So, speaking of,
But Oliviette is clearly not a pirate.
no, not
It's
a
been
pirate.
established.
I
So
may
you're
have
looking for the
misnomered
pension.
her at the very beginning of this campaign, and I will never live it down. But speaking of things that we can't live down, Cori has suggested that maybe we take a night, wait for some spell slots to come on back, so that way we can think about resurrecting the snapped and broken man. And that's where we are picking up. So, or at least Caelum has dimension doored away, and Shao has addressed the remaining members of the Four Keeps on the beach. Caelum, where did you teleport off to, or was it just away TM for him to be angsty boy?
Away TM for him to be a lone angsty boy.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anything that you wanted to do while you were alone? Besides the flash dance, because it's the perfect dance to do when you're alone.
Just a steel town girl on a Saturday night. No, if anything, he'll use some Misty Steps to get into a tree. Kind of just on watch out into the water.
Okay. Sounds good. Meanwhile, again, Shao has introduced themselves, and they will give you all effectively the same kind of information that they had given Caelum, which is that where they are from, which is Orzaris, the land of flying blades. There are two primary groups. There are the Bright Wardens, which are flying folk that are such as him. And then there are the Nightsworn, and the Nightsworn are more owline in nature. It is also of note that Shao looks like a red-tailed hawk, in that it is primarily like lighter brown featheration, little bit of like that beige that kind of bleeds in, those just like piercing yellowish eyes, but they're very soft-spoken, all things considered. They are also excited that you have their armor on top of their weapon.
I don't think I really got their armor.
No, you did. Their armor was red, almost looked interwoven. They were resting next to each other in the same thing. Yes, so good on that. But yes, Shao explains that during his grandfather's reign, that the Nightsworn and the Bright Wardens were at a standoff, an impasse. Would never be able, they were always like competing against each other. However, it was during his grandfather's reign that two strangers appeared that allied themselves with the Nightsworn. It was during this time that the Nightsworn then began to exhibit new abilities, being able to harness elemental powers with their physical strikes, the ability to spit acid or breathe fire. Very strange, very concerning. And it seems as though the arrival of those two heralded a dramatic shift in the war. At this time, now it is up to Shao and his father, the commander Aisha, to continue the fight against the Nightsworn. The reason why the Nightsworn are currently interested in going up against the Bright Wardens is that the Bright Wardens have been protecting a part of the Land of Flying Blades for hundreds of generations, as Shao claims. The thing that they are protecting is a passageway that leads deep under the ocean that apparently, from what Shao believes, goes to a ancient ritual site where a crazed and powerful sorcerer attempted to attain deityhood through rites of sacrifice. And apparently, this dark, deep ritual spot calls out to the leader of the Nightsworn. So the Nightsworn leader is trying to make their way there.
Holy shit.
Does that ring any bells?
It do, actually. Make a history check.
I'm not a smart man.
A 1? Oh, he's saying a lot. Like, he is throwing a lot
Not
of
my presence, bitch. Bountiful luck.
Oh, hey. 14. Under any normal circumstance, this might not be...
The LaCroix reaction.
Yeah. This might not have gotten you the information that you needed, but in all fairness, you have gotten this kind of information before, but never have you had a more dedicated spot. When Caius turned into the entity that he was an ancient and malign sorcerer that attempted to receive deity-like powers through sacrifice. And it seems like it's lining up very specifically.
Can't be a coincidence.
Shao tilts his head towards you.
Caius. Just to the other party members.
Yeah. The great worm ball in the sky.
And when you say the great worm, like Shao will like point at you and just be like, yes.
Yeah, that not a good thing in our world.
It's not a good thing in mine either. That is why my
Good,
father
okay.
and I fight to protect the passage to what we know as Wormcrawl Cavern.
What
Yeah.
is the- Oh. What-
We've defeated 2 cities full of wormies at this point.
What does the Lady of Scales want with this passage?
I'm unsure. It does not appear, from our understanding, that the Lady of Scales is the one who is after this. We have never directly met with her or her associates.
Should know where they are.
I do not. Perhaps our scouts will have a better understanding. From what we know, it is Lord Nobu who wishes to enter into Wormcrawl Cavern. The leader of the Moonsworn. Or the Nightsworn.
I feel like we have a lot more work ahead of us, don't we?
Yeah.
We fought Caius on the moon.
In a dream?
No, that's why I have this eye. And Gwen like comes closer with the eye.
And you see like Shao
She is being literal and leaving out a lot of details.
Do you want me to tell the story? Because it's a good story.
If you do fill our friend in, just don't go anywhere. I'm gonna go for a little swim for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, Xiao will sit down on the ground. Their wings sort of like come up and around.
Okay. So we were transported to the moon by the goddess who lives there.
And you hear
Gwen
the
starts
audio
to-
just continue to fade out as Xiao is like nodding.
Arjhan is going to go to the edge, sort of like fiddle around for his adamantine coin. I'm close. I found a. And he is going to jump into the water. Still having water breathing for
24 hours.
most of the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And he is going to go with his little bag of holding to the wreckage of the ship and go get a whole bunch of money.
Okay, yeah, investigate. Make that their investigation check.
Three.
A 3. So, one of the problems involved with dropping a series of meteors onto a ship indiscriminately when scuttling, a lot of coinage is going to break out of its containers.
Yep.
When you are looking here in the water, like pieces of wood are floating, others seem to have sunken. There are like, thankfully there are no bodies. It seems that the vampire spawn that were here not only took enough damage to get obliterated, but then disintegrated in the sun. And the chain devil, when it died, just went back to where it was. So thankfully, again, there are no additional bodies here. However, there are thousands of gold and platinum pieces that are just like sprinkled throughout the bottom of the ocean. You also see that there are what look like scrolls that were torn, books that are no longer in fashion. You see some shattered vials as well. Roll a D100 for me.
24.
24. So with a 24, what you see is that amongst all of this, there is one like box, a container that has actually survived. And when you look at it, it has a nice little clasp, and under the water, open, pop. And inside of this container, you see a rather sizable looking potion that has what looks like, if you didn't know any better, it would look like the trimming of a nail, but it is much larger. And the liquid inside is of a misty blue nature that you see every once in a while will occasionally spark.
Look at that. And then just until it gets dark, he'll just like, meditatively just like swim along the bottom like he's snorkeling and just like pluck a coin one at a time.
Yep. Yeah, because it is one at a time. You can still like sift through and collect a decent amount. So I would say you also spot some like rather sizable gemmies if you want to get the gemmies first.
Yeah.
In total, you would find 14 gemmies that you would estimate the rough value at of about 1,000 gold pieces per. And then as for gold pieces, because you're picking them up individually, piece by piece, over the next period of hours until it gets dark out, and even then you can go through it. Are you aiming to pick up the platinum or the gold first?
He's just going around. Like
Okay.
he's more just like going for the larger clusters and just like
Okay.
he's not really thinking about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you are idly sifting through and you're spending like several hours underneath the water doing this, I would say you would get at least 3,000 gold and 2,000 platinum.
Ooh.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Arjhan is off swimming, getting money. Caelum is distance himself from the party to spend some time looking out in the tree. Gwen is currently telling your new traveling companion, Shao, about your travels along the moon and other such places. Cori, what are you up to?
I think Cori will hang out with Gwen and our friend. What was his name?
Shao.
Shao. Yeah, we'll hang out with Gwen and Shao.
Okay. Sounds good. And then, yeah, at the end of the story, Shao is like, one, he is very impressed with your exploits. Two, Gwen, I want you to roll a performance check.
Yes. 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 10.
A 10. He,
Tangents aplenty.
well, it's not necessarily tangential, but he tries to offer you pointers on the presentation of story in a more like visual narrative sense. Like, oh, like when you describe this, like these are our movements that like where I'm from, this is what you would do to help describe that, to like really like be like trying and explain more of like a better performance style.
Wow. I never thought about it like that. I just thought like get as much information out as possible. But no, that's great. I mean, my husband would be better at this, honestly. Like, he's a great storyteller.
And Shao nods and says that he would like to meet them at some point.
Yeah, well, we got to get you home, right?
Yes.
Where were you taken from?
And he says, Orzaris, the land of the flying blades. He was actually on a reconnaissance mission over in Nymar. He was looking for assistance. Nymar being, as he describes, out of the first 3 islands in the island chain of Alestria, there is Paradise, Nymar, and Orzaris. Orzaris being where he is from. But he was looking for individuals who would be willing to fight for the land of the first light against the Nightsworn, and that is when he encountered some individuals that bested him. And you see that like he like raises a fist into the air and says, if he ever meets the one known as Harm, he wishes to be the first to draw blood.
Yeah, fucking cool. Fucking
Cori grimaces.
But, so, like, where do you want us to drop you?
And he thinks about it and says, if you return me to my home in the Shimmering Eyrie, I will see to it that each of you are treated as royalty.
Oh, that's super awesome. I'm already kind of royalty, and so is Cori in a way, but yeah, fucking okay. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Like we'd love to help, I'm sure. We have a lot of stuff we got to do.
Yes,
first.
your friend, the one who wears the mask of the Nightsworn. I assume it is for some clever ruse.
I'm sure that
meteors, giant rocks that seem to rain down from the sky. He alone would change the tide of this war.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah. Caelum's great. Caelum's really powerful and all that, but like I can summon an army of spirits just by myself. I mean, it's not a big deal, but
It is a large deal, friend Gwen.
Thank you. It's pretty cool. But I mean, like, this didn't seem like a situation where that needed to happen. But anyways. But no, I think I'm a tribal leader of a Goliath tribe.
Noble.
So, thank you. And Cori is a great power in their own, and they are the leader of a whole fourth of a plane of existence.
I'm the Greater Caelum of Autumn.
I do not know what that means, though your title
Yeah.
sounds impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cori seems distant.
Yeah. So we'll discuss what's gonna happen with you in a minute. We'll protect you. Don't worry. You're chill with us.
I would hope so.
Assume. Yes. Yeah. I hope you're probably pretty tired, right? Are you hungry?
It's famished.
Do you want a beverage? Do you want a nice sweet treat?
As much as I would love a sweet treat, sweets are for downtime.
I mean, we got the night off, so.
And he
Want a beer?
looks at you and says, I have not had actual food for quite some time. They did not serve us fine dining within the confines of the Black Sun.
Yeah, I bet.
If you have
okay.
something hearty and filling.
Yeah, I'm sure I have rations. Cori, would you be able to find us? I mean, Arjhan's doing laps. Would you be able to find us some meat, and I can make us a hot meal?
Certainly.
Cool. Just one second, Zhao. I'm gonna Cori, you.
If the two of you wish to have time to speak to yourselves, I will go and practice my forms.
Oh, okay. Practice your drawings all you want.
You say drawings, and he sort of looks at you and says, in a way, it is art. And then you see him walk maybe 80 feet away from where you are, and he draws out his sword, and he's just doing practice sword strikes. He is intent on doing this. And also he needs to put on his armor.
Yeah. Okay.
Look him go.
Yeah, wow. Such great form. What are we doing? What is the plan? Do we have a plan? We have a plan, right?
As far as plan goes, I do believe that tomorrow Caelum intends to bring that Asimar to life and then interrogate him on the whereabouts of Discovery.
All right. I'm just gonna add to my list because you know how I need the list to figure out what we're doing. Okay, so far, what I haven't crossed off, the Dark Star, which is the big, obviously the big overwhelming thing. The Heralds of Tiamat, whole ass green dragon is what I got. And then kill Arave. Oh, I can't even read my handwriting.
It's
Agrave, a rare.
Agave?
No, that's something you put in beverages. Aravar.
Gwen,
Do you
make an
need help?
insight check
Is
into your own handwriting.
is that supposed to be a Rask?
Close.
Not a rasp. That's a different one. It's a different one. We're cool with a rasp.
Closer than agave.
11.
11. You barely are able to make out Agravain.
Ag.
A grave vein.
Ra.
A gravy train,
Vein.
yes.
Aggravate. Vein. No, vein like a vein in your body because LB is not going to be able.
Albuquerque.
All right.
I think it's pronounced
Agravain.
Whiskershire.
Okay, so we're gonna. What was the thing you said?
I don't remember.
Okay. Okay, we've got to return Zhao.
Yes.
To where did they say they wanted to go?
They called it the Shimmering Eyrie in the Land of Flying Blades.
Okay, Shimmering Eyrie in the land.
Do we know where Eric Kokra live? Is that anywhere on this plane?
It is. He described it as several islands in the chain.
Okay. Cori doesn't have the best geography, so she couldn't
Especially
say
for
exactly.
material plane geography.
Yeah.
It's very
right?
different.
No, it's a lot. Okay, so then we're gonna destroy both the crows
Stormcrows?
and the Fang people, right?
Well, Stormcrows would be really hard to eliminate completely, I believe, considering they are employed by vampires who live in the northern part of the continent that we've been traveling on so far.
Right. We did defeat some of them, though, right? Like, same people?
Yes.
Yes, okay. North. Kill them all? Question mark?
Gosh, I feel like that's going to be a problem for after we defeat Caius.
Okay, after Caius. Okay, cool. Anything else that has been added to our queue on this endeavor?
So far? I feel like that's pretty much everything and more.
Right. Okay, cool. I feel like I should talk to Arjhan. Just to get it where their headspace is. Maybe you should go talk to Caelum. See how they're doing.
Okay.
Because the whole doctor thing.
Yes.
Yeah. This is going to be a delicate situation, which should be handled with
the utmost of care.
Right. Yes, that. Okay. Good? How are you doing? Are you okay?
I'm all right. I probably would have handled today differently, but when I'm in charge of a group of adventurers, then we can do things my way.
Right. Am I in charge?
No, I think Arjhan is.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just want, like, I know that Arjhan gets in this, like, headspace sometimes. Arjhan gets in this headspace sometimes, and I'm a little worried. Like, I'm okay with killing people, obviously. Torture, not really my thing, so I don't know if I'm going to join you guys tomorrow for the whole resurrection thing. But I just want to make sure that, and I'm finding more and more this happening with this group, that I'm the moral compass, and that concerns me a little bit. So I want to make sure, one, that's not my responsibility, because we all know I'm a little gray in that area. I think we all are, but I just want to skew more towards, like, we are the heroes, should probably act like it. And I want to, again, morally gray.
I agree with you. I do.
Okay.
Let me know how your conversation goes.
You too, okay? Okay, break.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Claps
break.
her hands together and waits for Arjhan to come out of the sea.
It'll be a little bit after dark.
Just glistening in the light of the moon as they emerge from the water. 007 style. Sorry, that's my headcanon.
It's fairly accurate, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So since that is going to be later on till dark, Cori, were you going to go and try and immediately find Caelum, or was that like you and Gwen being like, we should talk to the boys at some point and be like, yeah. And then like Cori you just keep like not moving.
Yeah, no, Cori will go look for Caelum.
Okay. Yeah, I would say out of the number of times that you have had to go and look for Caelum when he has been in a broody mood, that it is not... It takes a little bit of time, but it's not difficult, I would say. He's just very good at being able to move rather quickly. And I guess to that effect, Caelum, you can hear Cori approaching because heavy armor is not altogether that quiet. Do you let yourself be found now that you have Misty Step as a free action? Well, free action, free spell slot.
It's at will, but he's gonna take a few minutes to observe Cori, and like as she's turning her head to where he's going to be, just the Misty Step away again.
Okay. Does this continue on indefinitely for a little bit? How long is Caelum dodging this?
I want to say for Cori to roll a d20 for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Rolling. 13.
13 hours. No.
I think Caleb's been taken.
It's a few times, 13 times, and then she'll turn her head, and then he's just there in front of her.
Hello, Caelum.
Have you been helped?
Are you all right?
That's a complicated question, and also a very loaded question.
All right.
I want to say no. When the process to turn me back from a lich happened, I thought certain things were going to get taken away. Things that I didn't have to deal with anymore. But the one thing constant that I find is a rage that is inside me that is all-consuming. I want to tear this entire world in two to get to discovery.
It's understandable. What he did to you was unforgivable.
What he did to me, what he did to others, what he will do to more people. I have something that I can focus my anger on. Can I ask you not to take it away from me?
So long as I can trust you. Rage is a powerful thing. It gives us the power to do the things that we otherwise might not be able to. But you need to promise to control yourself.
I guess then that all falls on to what that Asmar has to say.
Do you think Arjhan hates the vampires because they're slavers or because they're undead?
That's a question for Arjhan. I don't fault him for feeling the things he feels. What he's experienced, what we've all experienced. There's just no way to kill that.
Cori nods. You control your rage. It does not control you.
Caelum will nod.
Do you want to be alone?
Stay for a bit. We don't have to talk.
She nods.
He'll sit down, back to a tree.
We'll sit together for a while.
Sounds good. And while the two of you are sitting on the beach, Arjhan, you arrive out of the water 007 style, as we have pre-established. And you see Gwen waiting there. Cori is not there, and there is your bird friend who is in the process of practicing sword strokes.
Gwen is playing her flute.
Oh, did everybody else?
Elf
They-
off. A little bit.
Uh,
Cori went to talk to Caelum. How was your swim?
good. There was a lot of gold down there.
That's awesome. How you feeling?
I don't know. Tyler is here.
I'm sorry? Like here?
The Lady of Scales.
Yeah. You mean she's down there?
I mean, she's here, as in this archipelago. Within these isles.
Yeah. How are you feeling about that? I mean, I could guess, but
I have to face her.
yeah, but not alone.
Right.
It's not going to be easy, I'm sure.
Probably not. Especially if she does have Agravain at her side.
Well, yeah. I mean, what do you want to do when you find her?
I don't know.
I get that. But, I mean, whatever you choose, you know, I got your back. I'll back your play, whatever it is.
Is Sean, not Sean.
Shao?
Shao. Not Sean.
Not Sean. Canonically not Sean.
I spelled it in my head Xion. like Xion.
Amazing. That's a spelling of Sean I have not seen yet.
But they're not nearby.
They were about 80 feet away from when Gwen and Cori were having a conversation. You see that they have been practicing swordplay, and then at one point, Gwen, while you were playing your flute, he had sort of gone around to the several bodies that were there on the beach and just like dragged them into one of the meteor holes. And like you see that like he's laid them out respectfully. Like he's not trying to mass grave this, but he has like sort of like laid them out and then like put the head of Simone on top of the rest of the body, and like other than that has just kind of begun like shoveling dirt as best he can.
What I don't want to do is to get wrapped up in a war that has nothing to do with us.
Yeah, we kind of have bigger things to worry about right now.
Right.
But I think we should still drop them off. Can't just leave them, right?
Right.
I'm sorry if I seemed like I was questioning your choices. Your, you know, what you decided to do with Simone.
I know that I got a little high-strung, but I'm not going to negotiate with Slatens, and I am not going to suffer the undead.
Yeah, I get that. I don't want you to, you know, bend your morals for me because I have different ones, I guess. But yeah, Slaver's fucking the worst, like obviously. But I don't think that the undead that are serving are really doing it voluntarily. At least as far as what he said.
All the more reason to free them from undeath.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I mean, we know that they're going to be brought back, right? Like, we got to cut it off at the head. That's where we got to focus that rage. And I'm not saying what you did was like, I'm like, oh, that was terrible or anything, but I just want to make sure that we're seeing the forest for the leaves, as they say in Green Reach.
Nothing would make me happier than attacking this thing at the source, but the source is nowhere near us at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, what do you want to do?
Have a night to sleep. Caelum has to do his thing because he is also learned of a very traumatic enemy here
Yeah.
that is also trying to capture me.
Yeah, no, not cool with that, obviously. That whole situation is not great.
So while we're still waiting on our vessel so that we can actually do the thing that we came here to do,
Yeah.
we should take care of this while we're here.
I'm down.
So
we get a good night's sleep. Y'all will do what you're doing in the morning, and then let me know where we're going next.
notice that.
Huh?
He'll just nod.
So I mean, on a different note, this jug can produce honey and beer, and I'm thinking maybe I can try and make mead out of it. Would you be interested in trying some experimental mead?
Well, considering you tried my experimental mead yesterday, that would seem appropriate.
Yeah, I really gotta wash this taste out of my mouth because I am still tasting that clam shit. It is.
It really stays with you.
Boy, it permeates every portion of your mouth. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna get to that. You dry off. Gwen starts trying to make mead in her alchemy jug.
Okay, do you just like, are you yelling mead at it?
Basically.
Cork one side.
Gwen, roll an Arcana check for me.
Oh, I got this.
Arjhan will fill his horn with mead.
I was a 6.
A 6, Gwen. You yell mead, and you hear it like bubbling inside of the alchemy jug. And then your alchemy jug is filled with a liquid.
How's it taste?
It tastes like shoes. It does not taste good.
Question.
Yes.
Does it taste better than my mouth, and does it coat it enough to like...
Better? No. Coats it?
Oh.
Yes. So
Okay.
in the home brewing process, specifically when you're making beer, a lot of the yeast and sediment will like settle to the bottom. With a 6 trying to make mead, what you have done is filled this jar with effectively like several gallons of just that bottom layer.
So, in essence, it tastes exactly like the smell of a Payless.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
better than the
Wow.
Clamato.
That is accurate. It's still better than the Clamato.
So again,
Let's
better
be
than the
honest.
Clamato, but and like as you're drinking it, like it's not fizzy. Like imagine if that was all flat. And like Gwen, you are a veteran drinker. This is at most like 2% booze. Like it's just not even worth it at that point.
Yeah. Arjhan sees Gwen take a sip, go, oh, and then just sadness wash across her face. I'm a failure.
Arjhan will reach for it.
No.
No?
Puts
Arjhan,
her
you
hand
can
over it,
smell the
just pulls it
Payless.
back.
Oh. Oh.
Sorry.
Like the doors are open in the mall and you're walking right by it.
He'll hand over his
Stop
blood mead.
describing it. Stop describing it. Gwen will take a sip. That is nice.
Oh God, Gwen, that is exactly what meat is supposed to taste like.
Yeah, I'm
Just a little bit of iron, but like mostly like honey and sweetness.
Just like a
Okay.
tasteful amount of iron.
It's like meat from a can.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to describe it.
That is so much better than what I made. I'm actually discouraged from ever trying anything new in this again. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
You ready for bed, dude? All right.
Yep.
All right, so Arjhan, Gwen, and Xiao are getting ready for bed. Caelum, Cori, it is getting to be about nightfall at this point. I'm assuming that the two of you have sort of sat in silence for a good while.
Caelum stands. We should get back to the others.
Cori nods.
Walk, sees everybody making camp, quirks his head to the side, reaches out and just rips the air in front of him as he casts Magnificent Cabin, and then walks in.
And Xiao is like, again, like he's very taken aback by you as this fucking powerful spellcaster. But seeing you walk in, he looks at the rest of you who are not currently walking inside this cabin and just... Is this...
Caelum, is this us thing or a you thing?
Cannot hear you.
There's a single hand that reaches out and then just a beckoning motion before it recedes back in.
There's food inside the cabin, right?
Yeah, there's too much food.
Yeah, Cori will go in there and dish up some food for Zhao.
Okay. And Xiao, I think, will, like, get near it and, like, poke his head in and sees this and then, like, pulls his head back and looks at whoever is nearest. The doorway, which I'm assuming is probably, like, Gwen making your way in. And he, like, looks at you with a scrutinizing gaze and says, if this is a trick, my father will have your hide. He's a powerful warrior.
Okay, one, we just rescued you from being captured, so, like, I feel like
You have created a manse out of nothing.
But no, actually, Caelum did.
Right. What I'm saying is that threat isn't very good because, like, I'm sure you use it on them and this one, and we rescued you. But two, not a trick, fucking amazing. You might be hungry when you leave, but, like, the food tastes so good.
It actually does nourish the body, though.
You just can't take the food out.
Yeah.
It smells wonderful.
Yes, into the TARDIS.
As they all enter, Caelum's going to look over to Arjhan. He's standing by a door and, like, he nods his head towards it and enters.
Arjhan will quickly grab some food and make his way over there.
This room, as it were, is a 20 by 50 long space. There is a couple of chairs set up in the back, and there's a barrel in the corner. Caelum looks to Arjhan and says, do you want to blow off some steam?
I'm fine. I don't know what I'm going to do whenever I find the person I'm looking for. But But do you need to blow off some steam?
Well, that's why I made this room. And he will slam a fist into, like, a low table and say pull, and a dinner plate goes flying across the room. He'll whip around and firebolt it. Oh, they both hit at the same time, I guess.
I would say, Caelum, as you go to firebolt, like, the plate explodes and Arjhan just has patience up. It's almost reactionary, Arjhan. Like, you did this a lot in the Blood Hunter camp. Like, very old habits.
Well, if ever you want some target practice, this is a permanent fixture now.
Oh. Fantastic. Now, what's your plan for tomorrow?
Revive the Azamar. Question is,
And if he isn't willing?
I picked up a few tricks that I think you would despise. Hence
I'll leave you to it. But it's probably best that I don't know about it.
Right.
Okay. in the rest of Caelum's curious cabin. Gwen, Cori, you are showing Shao around, and they are astonished at the complexity of the design of this place. And when you bring them to the food hall, you can see there are tears that form in this birdman's eyes. He is very, very thankful and very excited at the surplus of food that is here.
You okay, dude? You want to talk about it?
And he just like puts his bird hand, not because he doesn't motion with his feathers, that'd be weird. But he has like a hand that he rests on your shoulder and says, "My family would always have a feast such as this when we were victorious in battle.
Wow.
Throughout my father's reign, we have not feasted in this way."
Yeah. Well, we had a victory today. You know, that's good.
We did.
Maybe small victories are good to celebrate. I know that I can't relate to your situation exactly, but my dad was the leader of my tribe before they had to. It's a long story, but they gave up the throne basically, and things didn't go well after that, and then I took over. So I won my position in combat, and the people, I mean, it wasn't easy at first, but you know, it takes practice. And I mean, do you want to take over when you go back?
For my father?
Yeah.
Well, it is my destiny.
Yeah.
I am of the first light.
Yeah. Did you get like training and stuff?
Yes. I know the skills of diplomacy. I know the basics of contracts. I know how to tell good individuals from bad.
Do you feel ready?
No. But my father said that when he took the throne, that he was not ready either. And in a way, you will never be ready to be a leader.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead, leadership will be thrust on you.
Yeah, mine was kind of like my own hubris, but yeah. Basically. I mean, I wish you well, my dude. I think that you're going to make a great leader. You seem like a level-headed individual.
Thank you.
And I mean, I know we kind of got a lot going on right now with the whole Kaya situation and everything else. But you know, maybe one day we'll make our way down or over, and maybe we'll be able to lend you a hand if we can.
Well, I'm sure of it. In all honesty, with the powers that I've seen you display, this war would end in a matter of weeks.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with power. It comes with a lot of like responsibility and like using it in the right way. So
this would be in the right way.
Well, yeah, a lot of people think that. I mean, it's something that we'd have to look into because, okay, if the gods came down and just like decided our fate for us, like, yeah, that'd be fucking great for the people they sided with. But like, what happens to the other people? And like, what did they take into account? Like, I mean, fucking Merkel isn't going to be like siding with like the best for the people. So, you know, I mean, not to say that we're like godlike, but like, you know, it's something to think about before just jumping into, you know, turning the tides of a war and ending a war that's been going on for, you know, a long time in just like a week.
They would claim to usurp our kingdom to kill myself and my father, they would destroy not just the first sun, but they would darken the second, third, and fourth suns as well.
Yeah, no, I get that.
They
if
wish
you're
to
gonna-
bring our nation into darkness.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I just don't know anything, like I'd have to go there and see it. But I'm just like that's a like way down the line thing, so we don't have to talk about it right now. How are you enjoying the food?
This food is incredible. Its
Yeah.
levels of spice are fantastic. And you can see that like there are like just like raw fucking peppers like on his plate. Like they've been grilled, but like he even had like he's snacking on habanero peppers as well, just like hop hop hop. Like he's just eating them, feels nothing. It is nothing for this man. And you see that like he has opted to try chili.
Ooh.
And again, like Gwen, like you see him like eating it like it's no problem at all. Do you try some of the chili that he has specified?
If Gwen is not a brave person when it comes to food, if it's spicy, she's like, nah, I'm good.
Gwen, you can
Unless challenged.
like there is spicy,
Mhm.
and then there is whatever the fuck Xiao is eating. Like,
Do you have like taste buds, my dude?
and he just sort of thinks about it. Our food's supposed to taste different.
Yeah. Yes, they are. Follow-up question. Do you have like sweat glands? Why would Gwen know what sweat glands were?
Gwen most certainly knows what sweat glands are. They're the little things on you that make the water that taste like salt.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah, I don't think he has sweat glands.
I don't think so either.
No. It's a lot of like his mouth just hangs open and just
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow after this is digested to see how that goes. But I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And again, I'm really glad to talk to you about your land, and I'm glad that you heard my story. And I mean, if there's anything else you need, just let us know.
I do have one question.
Uh-huh.
This is a place of rest, correct?
Yeah. No one can get in without Caelum's permission.
Do I have a room?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Can you
I don't
please
know if
show
it's, like-
me where? I have no idea where anything is
Right,
in this place other than the entryway and this food hall.
Yeah. Are there invisible servants in this?
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
Jebri.
It's so cold.
Can you grab Caelum for us so we can give our friend a tour of this the house so that they don't get lost?
The spirit will nod.
Thank you, Jebri.
Disappears into the floor. Caelum, as you are still in the process of shooting clay pigeons, you hear a kind of like chiming noise, which you know is your servants letting you know that they are about to arrive, so that like it's a non-disruptive chiming noise, specifically not to alarm you if you were doing magical experiments.
Ding ding.
Yep. And then you just like presence emerges from the floor, informs you that the new guest of yours would like a tour.
Thank you, Jebri. That'll be all.
They nod, and then
I'm gonna whoop. He's gonna meet up with everyone in the dining hall and ask Shao what his room used to look like.
Shao describes it as a modest room with only 4 columns in it, as well as a full, not necessarily like, it was like a balcony, but it's just like a large open air balcony where he would be able to then leave, doorways, that sort of thing. But it seems like he is describing a rather lavish place, though he describes it as modest.
You will not be able to leave via the balcony, but your room will be formed. And there's going to be a door that appears several feet away.
And Shao will nod in appreciation. And then when he opens the door, you hear an exclamation that the room is exactly as described.
It's because you describe... Okay.
He then goes in.
And then I'm gonna delete that room while he's still in it and see what happens.
Gonna remove all the doors and then fill it with water.
I'm gonna remove all
That's
the
how you
oxygen.
teleport to the testing hole.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll sit down, grab some food, turn and like pour himself a bowl of chili, take a bite, eyes go wide, chili goes down, water goes in.
Oh, it's like, is Caelum lactose? Because otherwise milk is like the best solution for this.
Bet your ass the boy is lactose.
Yeah.
I'm
Me?
gonna put like some. Oh. The meat is
The honey
spicy.
helps.
Uh. Turns to another bowl, puts some Greek yogurt in the chili, mixes it up, and then starts eating again.
A poor stupid boy.
Stupid.
That sounds
The Greek-
awesome.
No, the Greek
I mean,
yogurt
yes,
evens out the
it's
spice.
Okay.
Look, we'll Knights in the Courtyard Greek yogurt and chili, because I want to know about this for the next time I make spicy chili. And
Actually, you want to aim for something more like coconut milk, but like.
that checks. All right, but eating dinner. Do you have any plans to discuss about the upcoming day, or is it sort of a? Is it more of a tense, kind of a tense dinner with the situation surrounding tomorrow?
It's probably tense.
Yeah, Gwen will not be joining that situation.
Arjhan does not see it.
Okay.
Cori's crazy about this spicy chili.
Oh yeah, Cori, especially because last we checked in, you were in summer form, so like it's really nice. Like there's a perfect balance. The peppers actually add a really delicate flavor profile. The amount of like beans to like soup-ish style thing that chili is ratio, like it's. You're familiar with fine dining within the Feywild. And you realize that this chili, while seasoned properly, is meant as a textual thing. It is meant to have a more verbose, like, texture profile within the food itself, rather than a flavor profile. It's good.
Cori loves spicy. She's crazy about that spice.
Okay. And Cori, as you are eating spicy chili, Caelum, Greek yogurt, also spicy chili, Arjhan, there's food here. You hungry boy. It's been a big day, and Gwen, you have decided not to be a part of this terse dinner. That is where we are going to call it for tonight's session. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by and join us, because we couldn't do shows like this without all of your help. And speaking of people that help me out on a day-to-day basis, hey RJ, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hey everybody, my name is RJ, and you can catch me at RJustice282 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and sometimes stream with my friends. Streams are going to be cut down due to some personal reasons, but they might resume sometime in the afternoon. You can catch me here on Mondays and Sundays as, Monday, Caelum the Shatterkai Wizard, of course. Sundays for our Witchlight campaign as Vice the Tiefling Rogue. Thursdays and Saturdays over at GGK. Thursdays for our Elegant Creatures game, which is an Urban Shadows Good Society hack that we are doing. Saturday for Star Power, which is an anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Persona style game where shit's going down. There might be some PvP maybe. I don't know. I forget. It's been a while. Oh no, PvP happened. The girls won. Sunday mornings over at the Hype Goblins channel, where it's another D&D 5e campaign where I play a sorcerer bard Azamar, and he's bullying the cops. ACAB, thenakiner.com.
Hello, everybody. I'm LBHackEmUp. You can find me at LBHackEmUp on the Twitters and the Twitches. The next time I'm going to be live is tomorrow afternoon playing some Dead by Daylight. I have been really enjoying the new patch they've put out. And then after that, I will be live on Friday evening back on my channel. We are going to be doing some Labyrinthine. And then something after that, because the new map, the new thing came out. So we got to the very end of it and then just could not finish, which is fine. We'll finish it this week and then we'll start another game. And then, yeah, back on Sunday, we're going to be doing our Heroes in Training episode, which will be the episode before we get into the end game. So it's going to be super exciting with all that stuff. But that's it for me. Check my Twitter if you want to find stuff. DanaeKeener.com.
Hoi, I'm Cyber. You can find me on Twitter, Cyber1201. It's spelled like something that's on the screen, I think. You can also find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Cyber1201. I post shit most of the time, very rarely. I posted a Kirby thing that is starting to get traction, and I don't know why. But I also, during this episode, uploaded a campaign diary of my Rime with the Frostbane game, but set in Isocross from Critical Role's Wild Mount. That covered like a few sessions, so hey, some chill lo-fi content. But for D&D stuff, hey, I'm here on Mondays. That's it. DanaeKeener.com.
Speaking of DanaeKeener.com, hi everybody, I'm Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, most related to D&D and a lot of things on this channel. You can also find me at Danae Keener on Twitter. I've got a pinned tweet there that says all of the streamed games that I'm in, so you can go there and check out all the stuff that I'm up to, DanaeKeener.com.
And if you've made it this far, you probably already know who I am, but if you don't, hey Acorns, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer, the showrunner here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures. RJ?
Hey Acorns and Raiders.
And Raiders! Thanks so much for the raid!
I hope you had a great finale.
I hope you did too. But if this is your first time joining us now, you can go to youtube.com/Indoor Adventures to check up on all of the VODs of each of the games that we have played up until this point, or you can go towards anywhere audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. And speaking of things that are being made available for free, if you go to patreon.com/Indoor Adventures. You can check up on our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community. So if you have any questions for myself or any of these other fine folk, feel free to join us on our Discord. You can find the link in the Twitch chat to the side, or you can go towards anywhere audiocasts, I hit my elbow really bad, audiocasts are made available for free. You can find us there under the same moniker. But for now, we are going to be heading off into that after show. So I'd like to say once again, thank you to everybody who decided to stop on by. Thank you to these amazing players for putting up with my bullshit once again this week. And we'll see you guys next time. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.